Is drinking raw milk safe like RFK Jr. suggests? Can you reduce a glucose spike if you eat your food in, quote-unquote, the right order? I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp. I host a nutrition myth-busting podcast called Bite Back with Abby Sharp, and those are just some of the questions I tackle with qualified experts on my show. There is so much food misinformation and disinformation out there, and it can feel impossible to know what's real and what's BS. On Bite Back, my goal is to help listeners create a pleasurable relationship with food, their body, and themselves, which in my opinion is the fundamental secret to good health. Listen to Bite Back wherever you get your podcasts.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
In the back of my Dragula morning show staple. Philly and Joe staple, 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. Good morning. Welcome to your Monday. It's 6:09.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the weekend kind of went by fast, but something that happened to me, and you were out on location on Friday. And
Steeltown Ford. That was fun. I had a ton of fun out there.
A lot of people were talking about the 92.1 City World Tour, and what a trip giveaway it was for Ozzy in England, the homecoming
Jeff.
in Birmingham, I believe.
Jeff McLaughlin?
Yes.
Pretty sure his name was
Yeah,
Jeff.
thank God. I'm getting to that stage in life where I can't remember things I had for breakfast the day before, but ask me something from 1993, no problem.
But you're good with the names. You are good with the names. But anyway, yeah, that was awesome. The
great trip.
The giveaway and that trip. I can't wait. People were saying on the Boston Pizza text line, tell your winner to send some photos so you guys can post them. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Let's get those photos.
And then, of course, there was all the money that came in for the Red Cross from the Radioathon. The last total I ended up getting came on the weekend, and it was, I guess, approaching, because that number was still growing.
Yeah.
But now, of course, we've switched gears that there's a $5 donation if you text the word Rogers to 20222, and Rogers will match.
Yeah, keep doing that.
And so will the government, both
great.
levels. So that changed a lot of things, too.
Because the need isn't sorry, Joe, but the need isn't going to stop. Like, these people are out of their homes, and who knows what's going to happen to their communities. So those donations need to keep coming in.
Right.
And since just going back to the big giveaway, back to the beginning, July 5th, in Birmingham. This came out on Friday from Iron Mike, and because we've been wondering, where are you going to be able to watch this, or will you be able to watch it? Live stream tickets for Back to the Beginning are on sale for $29.99 at backtothebeginning.com. The show will start Saturday, July 5th at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, Sharon knows how to conduct business. That was already locked in.
That's right.
So 9:30 our time here in Winnipeg.
Right. It wasn't going to be on the BBC or CBC or for free. No way.
CBC Gem was not going to be carrying this.
I'm going to get it, though. I want to watch it.
Yeah. So what day of the week is that?
Saturday, July 5th.
Thank God. At 9:30. Work production would be down in any place. What are you doing over there? I got a concert on.
I'm just going to sit in front of the TV. I'm going to load that up and watch as much as I can.
Well, that'd be cool. Sure.
Yeah.
And nowadays, too, you can have your music pumped in through your television, anything. You'd be any room be able to hear it.
I'm just super interested to see how this goes and what's going to happen. What are the bands going to do? What songs they're going to cover?
Well, years ago, you could also wait for the CD.
Yeah.
Or the video, the DVD to come out. I mean, sorry, the DVD. And now it's like, what?
Go rent it at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
And Assiniboine Park Zoo in Winnipeg is inviting guests to meet a new family of 5 gray wolves that it welcomed from the Greater Vancouver Zoo on Thursday. The pack includes the parents, 7-year-old Chinook and Gigi, and their 3 offspring, Comet, Stella, and Virgo. The zoo is also hosting an exhibit called The Survival of the Slowest, featuring a hedgehog, a bearded dragon, and 2-toed sloths.
I should be okay there, too.
And just joining the survival of the slowest, Joe Aiello.
The human. Hey, speaking of human, they could use Liam Neeson there from The Grey to be there with the Wolves, at least to voice the exhibit.
I wasn't going to say it. I was going to mention this one later on, but yes, you're not supposed to mention Liam Neeson around these Wolves because the Wolves don't like how they were portrayed in that movie. Yeah, that's the rumor.
No, that's good tidbit
So don't be
from Hollywood.
They've all seen the movie.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Yeah, so Joe, you're probably familiar with the Hart Trail. Now there's stop signs on it for cyclists, but they're obscured by other signs from the motorists. So motorists are always stopping because they think the cyclist has the right of way, but they actually do. So I really wish that somebody would come out and fix this issue on the Hart Trail. So let's see if the phone can get this done. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
You know that trail?
I do because it's ends by the perimeter there in Charleswood, by about Dale Boulevard or just past it, and goes all the way to Shaftesbury.
All right.
Great trail with all the trees and the foliage set up. I haven't ridden my bike down there because I don't have a bike.
That's a problem with riding a bike if you don't own one.
Nobody was more shocked that it was bike week and tomorrow it was ride your bike to work than me. I'm going to have to just take my vehicle. But I commend everybody
The
that's
best
out there.
was Clavin going, Joe, you probably will relate to this. No.
I'll tell you what, my kid lives closer to the Hart Trail. He's in a house there and he rides his bike down the Hart Trail.
Ask him tonight.
I will ask him.
Or in the next couple of days when you see him if he finds that to be a problem like Cliff Clavin. Okay, Big N, back on this leave space when you're following on the highway topic.
Hey there, everybody. Just another little safety tip in reference to what we were talking about last week there about following too closely. We were chatting there with John with the J and whatnot. Another interesting point that just happened. If you are driving a smaller car, little vehicles, and especially if you're following behind a larger size half-ton like I drive, don't follow too close because when there is a dead animal in the middle of the highway, like a large raccoon, which I just seen, I drove right over top of it. The small car behind me didn't have time to dodge, and they ended up dragging it and almost lost control. So another good reason to give people ahead of you a little bit of space so you can see what's coming out from underneath them. Anyways, have a good week. Rock on, Big N out.
Oof, that's a nice surprise when you get to where you're going. A dead animal that's stuck to the front of your vehicle.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for that, Big N.
Oh, boy.
Moving along, this is the Tacona Courier.
Well, hi, Transcona Courier guy here. Just a couple of beeps during my 1,000-kilometer trip around the city this week. Construction zones, signage needs to be way more consistent. Next thing you're on top of a construction site and it creates mayhem. Something uniform that would indicate lane closures, etc. Much appreciated. Second thing, distracted drivers. Don't these people realize you can't drive while you're looking down at your floor mats? Watch a guy go right to a red light, almost T-bone a guy right at Notre Dame eastbound at Wall Street. Had to slam on the brakes, missed him by an inch. Same person I saw at the previous lights texting away on their phone. No good. A little bouquet to Joe. Ran into him at Superloop. Gracious as always, a total pro. Thanks again for the little promo gift bag.
Look at you.
And
what a guy.
Looking forward to listening to you guys as I do every day.
Nice.
So you met the Tacona Courier.
I did. Nice guy.
Awesome.
And took time out of his busy day to stop and say hello, which is always nice, right? That's part of the gig. When we get out on location, it's nice to run into people, not just hear from them.
Crazy Craig, he's always about the movie reviews. He's kind of like our movie critic with Philly and Joe.
Hey. Crazy Craig, you're back again with another postseason review celebrating 50 years of the summer blockbuster, Ballerina. Anna de Armas joining the John Wick verse. Gotta love it. Very tight actioned, well paced, normal storyline for a John Wick movie. pretty kick-ass. Gun Fu Keanu just rocked his scenes. And that's my cat Spark saying hello. Nice solid action for people with John Wick. Highly recommend. And also on a side note, week 1, my favorite sport, CFL. Buck Pierce, Nathan Rourke, BC Lions. I'm from BC. I bleed orange and black. Man, oh man, if they keep that pace up from what they did in the second half against Edmonton, better look out on Friday. Anyway, have a good year there. And Crazy Craig's. See you later.
All right.
So he liked Ballerina?
It sounds like he did, yeah.
Crazy, if you don't mind, throw in a score out of like 5 or 10 for me.
Okay.
I'm old school that way,
Yeah.
and because the last time he gave us a review, I took it into consideration because it was a good one. Was it for Mission Impossible?
I definitely
I believe
was.
so, and he said he was looking forward to Ballerina, but I can appreciate his breakdown of a movie. Ballerina, kind of interesting, too, because you don't know how much John Wick you're going to get in it either, right? So
yeah, he's in
thanks
there.
for the heads up.
He's in there a little bit.
Movies aren't cheap.
Yeah, no, good. We appreciate that, Crazy Craig, because Joe and I, we don't do enough movies. We do a lot of TV shows, but so anytime you can give us a movie review, we'll take it. Let's wrap up with Barbarino and a wrap of his weekend festivities.
Good morning, City. Barbarino here. Straight out of Transcona. That's right. The High Neighbor Festival ended up being awesome. Incredibly hip tribute band on Saturday night was unbelievable. I missed Lee Aaron on Friday. Heard she was pretty good. Well, really good, Transcona girl. But those T-shirts, man. I saw a guy straight out of Transcona T-shirt. Apparently, Red Eye Apparel got a new store. Gonna have to check it out, Philly. You're gonna get your straight out of Transcona T-shirt, or if you don't have it already. And Joe, special announcement. Filthy Phil, 1 month from today, making his return to Winnipeg, Manitoba, where he started, to see Def Leppard. Opening act will be 3 bands, Foreigner, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and Took, Winnipeg's own Brent Fitz. And so Phil and Suzanne are coming down to Winnipeg. Joe, don't worry about it. We'll find you. You tell us where you're going to be. We'll come to Frankie's, wherever. Let's do it. How about it?
They're going to find you,
How
buddy.
about it? There's a good chance we're all going to be at Rock and Thunder that day, isn't it?
Yeah, there is.
I would think so. And listen, the best kept secret in Manitoba is that Phil's from Transcona. Straight out of Transcona would be a guy. You know what? Why would I even want one of those shirts?
You should have one, too. Yeah. We all need one of those.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Crazy Craig got back to us. Did he actually give you oh, here we go. Ballerina, 7.5 out of 10. Because you wanted a ranking, Joe, or a mark or a rating on it.
Yeah.
Because he left a review on the Bone Phone, and you so 7.5 out of 10 for Ballerina. Mission Impossible, he gave 10 out of 10. I don't do the Mission Impossible movies, but you said you might do it.
And I guess 28 years later, he said he's going to review in a couple of weeks for us.
Zombie movie. The trailer looks outstanding.
You know, I got into the ratings now like you got me into.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Sometimes there's a couple of other ones that'll pop up if you Google.
IMDb.
And and then there's
Amazon.
a fan response one too sometimes.
Rotten Tomatoes has the critics and the fans on every review. So you can go by the fans, or you can go by the critics.
Sometimes there's quite the discrepancy.
Oh yeah, there certainly is.
And then you got to go with your gut sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's certain movies, for example, action movies. Action movies tend to get poor reviews, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be like, no way, I don't care what the critics say. It's a Liam Neeson movie, damn it. He's fighting wolves or whatever. If someone in his family got kidnapped or, he's a former Navy SEAL, I'm watching this.
Hey, listen. I just hit the red dot on TV for Every Which Way But Loose, Clint Eastwood. And here's the best part. I go, wow, this is going to be a gem. And it was his birthday, right? He just turned, 95, I think, and he still wants to direct movies. But the funny thing is, I didn't realize it was on AMC. So it's got all the commercials in it now, right? Still, I'm still going to watch it.
Absolutely.
It's got a red dot. That's one of those Sunday sleeper days or something,
That's a good
You
lay
put
on the
it on.
couch every which way. But I want to see what these...
That was with the gorilla or the orangutan. Sorry,
I want to see what the kind of numbers it got on Rotten Tomatoes. It wouldn't have been good.
No, can't be
but
good.
I'm still interested. 40. So Every Which Way But Loose, 42% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 41% on TV Guide. But those are now. I wonder if they stand up the test of time. Probably not.
Oh, no.
But just for nostalgia's sake, I would watch that.
Yeah, I give it a sentimental.
Because I used to watch
7.5 out of 10.
Yes, I used to watch those with my dad. Like he loved those movies.
I saw them at the theater. I paid actual money to see them, Phil, when I was younger.
The basic. The movie was Clint was a bare knuckle fighter, right?
Yeah, man.
And he would roll
in
around
his
with
truck and go from town to town with his orangutan Clyde, and Clyde would drink beer with him.
Clyde was his best friend,
his best buddy,
and they would fight for money.
Yeah.
Or he would fight, but the gorilla was kind of tough too, though.
Then
right?
there's a girl interest, right? What more do you need in a recipe for a great movie?
You could never settle him down. It's what he did for a living, right? I'm assuming part of the movie plot was that the woman would try to settle him down.
I don't even remember how he ended up getting the orangutan.
That must be in one of the movies.
Yeah, I gotta do some more research.
Okay. By the way,
I can't wait to get home and tell my wife we're watching Loose tonight.
Honey, is it my turn to pick? So there's this orangutan and Clint Eastwood.
You're gonna love it.
For more Philly and Joe, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.
It's Metallica week around here. How did I just figured that out like 5 minutes ago when we were in the middle of a song. I'm like, whoa, Metallica week. How great is that going to be? In the spotlight here at 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. Philly and Joe, good morning.
Yes, we want to wish a special happy birthday shout out. This came in on the Boston Pizza text line. I'll start with this. Can you give a birthday shout to my beautiful wife that never ages, Donna May? 56 today from your husband, Dean. Donna May, happy birthday from Phil and I.
Okay, just an update on those movies with Clint Eastwood and the ape, orangutan.
Yeah, orangutan.
Yeah, there was two of them, right? There was Any Which Way You Can and Every Which Way But Loose.
I can't remember which came first, but somebody on the text line, Big Daddy Swain, said you should watch both, and he's right.
Every Which Way But Loose came first, 1978, so you and Christy can start with that one, Joe, because you can't go and watch Any Which Way You Can first, because that was 1980.
Oh, a couple years later. See, that tells you how good the first one did. It was a sleeper hit, and they said, hey, we got to get Clyde back in action here.
Could you imagine doubleheader with your girl?
Oh,
We're gonna,
man.
as soon as you wrap up the first one, all right, we're firing up the second one.
And I'm telling you, what did they call him? Right Turn Clyde or something, too, because I think he drove, if I remember correctly. Yeah, orangutan can drive, and he drank beer. So good.
These movies so good. Also,
he did his own stunts, by the way. I'm going to tell you that right now, Clyde.
Of course he did. I got to go back and watch those. That's so good. I can't believe one's going to be on. I'm going to have to look through my guide and hit a red dot on it as well.
I believe it's the channel.
Also, I did not. You're saying that we talked about this on the show at one point.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. And one of my news stories is they've got new wolves at the zoo, which I love wolves. I can't wait to check these wolves out. But we were talking about Liam Neeson and the movie The Grey, and somebody says, good morning. Just an FYI, the original wolves at the zoo were the movie wolves from The Grey. That comes from Mark the Tractor Guy this morning.
That's what somebody had told us originally, and I think it was when you mentioned the last one that passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah, or a year ago. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure somebody had let us know. We got so many intelligent people commenting on the Boston Pizza text line, giving us information and helping out on the show. But
I can't believe that Liam Neeson's wolves were at the zoo. That blows my mind.
And Liam Neeson was in town making a movie. Mm-hmm. Don't know if he went to see the wolves at the zoo. There would have been the one left, Bear, when he was here.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing Ice Road Truckers?
That's right.
Wouldn't that have been cool?
Oh, yeah.
If Liam Neeson went to see his other co-star in the movie?
Okay. Sorry, Joe. The orangutan, this is from the text line. The orangutan didn't drive. Clint would say, right turn, Clyde, and he would punch a biker dude out the passenger window.
A right turn, Clyde, was to get Clyde to punch out the passenger side window. That is so good. I appreciate the memories. Please tell me I have to watch this movie.
Why don't they remake it? They remade Roadhouse.
I
Come
know.
on.
But Clint is Clint.
Yeah.
And Clyde, I mean, come on.
Sounds like
Clyde should have been up for, honestly, a supporting actor role.
Oh, Clyde would also kiss people.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get P&J into more ears.
We're talking a lot of TV this morning, and I got to thank you, Joe, for putting me on to Mobland. Finally, I have jumped on, and I'm very happy I did. What a great show.
Well, it's you were telling me off the air your thoughts, but Guy Ritchie is behind it. So there's that Guy Ritchie violence and humor combined with some great characters that you could say it kind of takes you into shows that you've seen in the past, like as well. Like it's Soprano-esque in some ways.
You can feel
it's
a
got
little,
some other
some of the angles feel a little Sopranos influenced, and then it's got a little bit of a, I don't know, tiny bit of a Jason Bourne feel with Tom Hardy running around. He cleans things up for this gangster
Ray
family.
Donovan was a fixer show with Liev Schreiber. So it's very good, and it's on Paramount. And I'll tell you, you are nowhere near subscribing to Paramount. And I don't know what happened to you that day because you heard from enough people, I guess.
Yeah.
What the trigger was that all of a sudden you came in one day and said, hey, I watched Mobland.
Yeah. I needed a show. And I when it first came up, I was, deep in some other shows and but decided to give it a whirl. And I didn't even, one more subscription. Paramount, thank you, just to add on to the pile.
Yeah.
But,
there's so many good shows on Paramount, though, too. I hope you get into Landman. I just think it's a brilliant show. I mean, I liked, Yellowstone. I thought Yellowstone was pretty good. But I really like Tulsa King with Stallone just because it's kind of funny, too. And but I think you'd love Landman because there's so many good characters in it, just like Mobland. Okay. Mobland has just too many great characters. Helen Mirren, to me, steals the show because she's so good at getting under her family's skin, but yet very manipulative.
Well, that's the key. There's lots of high-quality characters and actors. The acting is very good in Mobland.
And there's a few good movies there on Paramount.
Sure.
I remember getting it, and all of a sudden, what was Top Gun came out, right? Like, those are, you can't call them free, I guess, if you're paying for a subscription.
Yeah, no, they're not.
The free movie.
$10.99, $11.99 a month, I think it is. So. I'll tell you, I don't know if Every Which Way But Loose or Any Which Way You Can are on Paramount. I don't believe they are, but they should be.
There are other good Paramount movies from the past, though, that are listed in there. You got to really... I don't like with these subscriptions. I don't like even crave to navigate through to see all the movies that are on there. You need like a day and a half.
Oh yeah. But
by the time that comes, I'm too tired to watch a movie.
I will spend some time rooting through these subscription services to find some movies. You're like, whoa, they got this?
Yeah.
But we are learning a lot about those two classic Clint Eastwood movies with the orangutan this morning.
Clyde.
Of course, if you don't know these movies, one was from 1978. That's Every Which Way But Loose. And then Any Which Way You Can, 1980. And listen, it's starting to sound like if you haven't seen these, you absolutely should. Because it's like every 5 minutes we're learning more. People are sharing more details about the movies, stuff we had forgotten. Like, for example, Clyde the orangutan. So Clint Eastwood and his love interest tried to set Clyde up with a female orangutan. Is that true?
At the zoo. Yeah, they felt so. Yes,
they felt bad that he might be lonely, so they tried to set him up.
Yeah,
how great is that?
I'm gonna go watch it. I don't know if I have time this afternoon, but boy,
you found it on the guide.
I did, so I put the red dot on it, and I'll tell you what, there's got to be a T-shirt out there.
Orangutan, not tang. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
There's
like
no
tang.
G, but you know what?
I like the juice.
I think a lot of people add the G on orangutan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you
hear that
in
all
this
the time.
province, you hear the G.
Orangutans.
Yes.
All right.
Correct. But listen, there's got to be some T-shirts out there. If Wild Planet doesn't have them, there's got to be somewhere online. I got to find myself a T-shirt.
Oh, it would work with you. It would. It's funny. Well, you've always talked about these
I got a sport coat that would go right over that shirt.
Class.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
I'll tell you what, it's Metallica week around here, and Sunday night is going to be something special if you're around and a huge Metallica fan, because Iron Mike passed along some unbelievable information that it's basically going to feature Load, the radio special, and it's got a bunch of brand new interviews with Kirk, James, Lars, and you're going to have a shot to text in to enter to win a copy of the box set that's valued at $400.
Awesome.
Sunday night vinyl series, Load, the radio special, this Sunday to celebrate the release of Metallica Load, the deluxe box set.
Yeah, a lot of people have been waiting for Metallica week, so that's going to be
what a prize.
And the prize, incredible, here at 92.1 City. It's bike week, so a lot of people participating, and tomorrow is Bike to Work Day, so you might see more bikes on the road.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you and I are not avid cyclists.
I don't even have a bike.
You don't?
No, I do not. I've thought
When's
about it.
the last bike you had, Joe? When you were a kid?
Yeah, I had a 10-speed. That's how far back I go. Never got into the mountain bikes or anything like that. It was 10-speed and into a vehicle after that.
Well, the 10-speed
and the odd bus.
Yeah.
Right? Back in university days.
With those thin tires?
But I probably haven't been on a bike in, probably about 30 years.
I don't cycle a lot anymore. I have a bike, but mostly for if we're camping and I want to go to the showers or the bathroom, I ride around the park on my bike.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, at my age, if you got to go to the bathroom, you're probably going to drive there before you're going to get on a bike.
It's also Men's Health Week in Canada.
Yes.
So that's key. Men's Health Week highlights the importance of men's health, Joe, and well-being, including physical and mental health, because as we know, guys will put that kind of stuff off.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the message for this week, to make sure you look after, get a physical, and if you are having some kind of problem or not, at least find somebody to talk to. It can't hurt.
Well, I mean, I will, you guys, my health situation's well documented on this show, so if you guys know about it, there's a real good chance my doctor knows about it.
Oh, yeah, and your pharmacist. Not everybody has that big of a group.
A lot of people. My web of people who know about my health concerns it's wide.
I've heard that your pharmacist is somehow trying to sell, but he's part of a franchise, so he's trying to get a different location.
To get out of there. He wants to get transferred.
Yeah.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
That's a wrap. We covered some movies today. Anywhich Way But Loose.
Came up on the guide.
You did. Joe saw it on the guide. If you know anything about this show, we have talked about these movies before. So we are Clint Eastwood and his orangutan.
Yeah, Clyde. And listen, we got a review from Crazy Craig about Ballerina. Gave it 7.5 out of 10. Mission Impossible, a 10 out of 10. Because it was one of those weekends, it seemed, weather-wise, where a lot of people were catching
that's right.
TV. I mean, hey, could have been the NBA or NHL finals.
We talked omelets on the program today as well. We talked wolves, because the new wolves at the zoo.
And one of the greatest contests I'd be proud to be a part of, but they don't have a human element. We're trying to see if that can happen. You had it in your news. The survival of the slowest.
Yes, at the zoo. It's an exhibit.
An exhibit,
with
and there's
sloth,
no human element.
Hedgehog, sloth. We're trying to get Joe Aiello in there. Those animals aren't animals that would attack you. They'd probably love that you're in there.
I think a sloth is that huggable animal. Like, I think they hug a lot of people, sloth.
You're good. But, I mean, there's no worries with you and a sloth and a hedgehog. Well, what else is in there? A bearded dragon would be in there.
A bearded dragon doesn't seem like it would move that much. Not even trimming the beard. But how about a hedgehog? I thought they were pretty fast.
Hedgehog. Clearly
when you see the, like...
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Wasn't he a pretty fast animal?
He's known for his speed. That's his whole gimmick. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, come on. This sounds like it's...
We're going to have to go see this
This
hedgehog.
is rigged.
Well, anyway, we're trying to get you in there because why not have a human element?
Well, as soon as I heard slowest, I said, that'd be great.
Yeah, right up your alley.
What kind of race... Who wouldn't want it? There's no, like, it'd be hard to lose.
It says here, I Googled it, hedgehogs can run surprisingly fast, reaching speeds of up to 5 miles an hour.
5 miles an hour?
In short spurts, though. That's like you. In a short spurt, you can get somewhere quick, but it's the endurance.
I don't think the hedgehog's stopping there, holding on to his hands to his knees, trying to catch a breath, though. I'll tell you that.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.